Cosmetic items such as armor sets, materials, emotes, vinyls, wraps, and so on and so forth have always been one of Anthem's strongest suits. No pun intended. Honestly, were it not for Fashion Forge, trademarked by yours truly, the game would have lost a lot of its luster a lot earlier on. However, there is a pretty noticeable issue with Anthem's cosmetics right now that is worth pointing out. And no, I'm not referring to the cost. I'm instead referring to half of the cosmetics previously in the featured store no longer being in rotation, and it's been that way for quite a while now. There's also an issue with previously developed content that's been bugging me for a long time now, and I thought we'd be able to tackle both really quickly in this video. However, the vanity/cosmetics issue was discovered by my good friend Steven with the Freelancer Codex podcast, and full credit to him for this discovery. Also, all images of the store rotations are courtesy of them, and links to the Freelancer Codex podcast socials will be in the description below, as well as their website and source link for this video. Anyways, Steven has been tracking this for quite some time and has been able to accurately predict the next rotation for months now. According to him, the sequence begins with the Crystal Rose wrap and goes on from there. On screen now will be all the future rotations in order. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm glad we know what's coming next and the store is a bit more predictable. I'm just not quite sure what BioWare's train of thought is right now with not having over half of their pre-existing cosmetics within the regular rotation. That's right, over 150 some odd items are not even in the rotation at all whatsoever, and it's been that way consistently for months now. And look, before I get the comment about them working on Anthem 2.0 and not focusing on the base game, I understand that. And I'll be the first person to tell you all it's probably not as easy as flipping a switch to enable all the cosmetics to be in rotation, but this just doesn't make too much sense to me. Now granted, there are probably some exceptions such as the event cosmetics like the Mass Effect inspired wraps, sets, and decals will probably be making a comeback for the N7 day this year, but that still leaves out 17 armor sets and over 150 other cosmetic items such as emotes, materials, vinyls, and so on. This isn't the only time, by the way, that Anthem has put a strange limit on their pre-existing assets and content. The Cataclysm and the Cataclysm story arc are the other two prime examples. Right now, the Cataclysm has a fraction of its former arena challenges within it. Why a good bulk of those events are turned off is beyond me. And the same goes for the Cataclysm story arc, which has been out of the game for almost a full year at the time of recording this video. I guess my main point and my big question is, why not have it all out and available? The Cataclysm story arc was the only story expansion for the base game. It added a reason to keep going back and doing the Cataclysm to satisfy Harkin's needs, and I know that had to have taken a ton of development time for it just not to be used ever again. The exact same thing goes for the Cataclysm's arenas. Same goes for the featured store cosmetics. BioWare, EA, and really any game studio for that matter, is not in the habit of wasting anything that took significant dev time, or even more so, a significant cost to produce that content. Be it missions, bit packs, paint jobs, you get the point. As someone who's been around since the very beginning, I feel like we're missing out on stuff that we already had at one point in time. I'm not saying that we don't have a full game, but I do feel like we are missing some pretty significant parts. I would love nothing more than to go run a full Cataclysm run with all arenas with my good buddies, or go replay the Cataclysm story arc on an alternative pilot. I know there are a lot of people who never even got to complete the story arc to begin with, and I'm sure many of you are in that same rowboat, or want to experience that story for the very first time, or hell, you want to play all the Cataclysm arenas. Plus, I know there's some cosmetics I've been waiting forever to get back into rotation that managed to either slip through my grasp the last time, I didn't have enough coin, didn't have enough shards, etc., but unfortunately, it seems they may not be coming back. Now, all that being said, never say never. There could be a chance that halfway through this year that the rotation will change to the other half of the missing 150 cosmetics, but we will just have to wait and see. I'm neither pessimistic or optimistic about it, I'm just, skeptical it'll ever happen. I also can't understand why they would intentionally keep a story arc, much less a major story expansion, out of the game. Now I can see it being a seasonal thing like Ice Tide or Season of Skulls, for sure, but I just can't see a reason why it's not in the game right now, or why there haven't been any conversations about it possibly making a comeback. That just seems like a waste of dev time, and a waste of perfectly good story, voice lines, etc., etc. But what are your thoughts on over half the cosmetics no longer being in rotation, and some of the main content not currently being able to be played in the game? Can you think of any reasons why? Please be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as I really do read through all of your comments, and I will reply if there's conversational potential. Or, if I'm not recovering from my wisdom teeth surgery. And if you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date on all things about your game, Anthem, especially as Anthem 2.0 is in development, then please be sure to leave a like and subscribe, as it really does help me out and allows me to reach more freelancers just like you. Another very special thank you, by the way, to the Freelancer Codex guys for this information and bringing this to the community's attention. Again, a link to their website and socials will be in the description below. And I hope all of you fantastic freelancers have a phenomenal day as always. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video very soon. And remember, freelancers, we are strong alone, but we are so much stronger together.